guys, welcome back to my TBR game, Bless Your Heart TBR. I am going to be drawing for November. And so let's go ahead and talk about the books that I had on my TBR for October. The first of those being Dreadful Company, which I have read. A Dress to Kill For by Tessa, I read. Kaiju Preservation Society, I read. Guns of the Dawn, I read. These are placeholder books, by the way, so that I remember what I'm talking about. All the Hidden Paths, I'm in the middle of reading. Horror Store, I have read, and my placeholder I didn't realize had made it onto the TBR here, so let's just flip that around. Godblind, I have read. So I don't have any additional draws for this month, which is fantastic. We have 5 draws for this game. I have all of my fantasy pawns off of the board, which kind of sucks. And no greens in play, so no sci-fi. This should be interesting. Hopefully the rolls will be kind to me today. So let's go ahead and start the game. Oh, our first color will be yellow. Okay, let's see if we can get one out of home. Sorry, so I get to bump someone. This doesn't help me. Okay, so we are going to bump red, which means that I need to pick a horror novel. So for our first draw, we got a horror novel, and I'm going to add Sister Maiden Monster to the TBR. It's kind of short. As we know, November is going to be the month of Veilguard for me. So again, I'm trying to add shorter books to the list. That won't be the case with every book on this TBR, I promise you that. But I'm very, very excited to read this one. I've heard it gets gory and gross. It's post-apocalyptic and kind of what happens to society and humanity when things are no longer what they used to be and monsters are now part of the world. So I'm very excited to start this. Draw number 2 is going to be blue. 2. 1, 2. A book with an even number of pages. Okay, next we got a book that we needed an even number of pages for, and I'm so excited. I'm going to be reading Phantasma by Kaylee Smith. I talked about this, I think I called it Phantasm in my haul video, but it's Phantasma. And this has a building in it that the girl who's the main character has to go in a competition and go through all of these levels within this building, kind of like the Tower of Babel by Josiah Bancroft. I really wanted to like Josiah Bancroft, but I don't, and that's okay. We don't all have to agree. But this has demons and monsters and all kinds of scary things in it, and I'm still in the horror mood. I'm always in the horror mood, so I'm kind of excited that the TBR is going to allow me some of that. You guys will see more of that coming up, but very, very excited to get this one on the TBR. Okay, roll or draw number 3. We have yellow again. 12. Can you move me forward? 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We are on green, so that will be a sci-fi novel. Okay, next we had a sci-fi novel, which I'm completely excited for, and that is going to be Poster Girl. Now, I am trying to read through my Fairy Loot books that they have sent me. This is one of them, and I want to knock it off the TBR, which is kind of my goal in reading this. I'm not expecting great things. I'm not expecting bad things. I'm not expecting anything. And so another shorty patorty to add to the list. Let me channel Jan there for a second. So very, very excited that this is going to be added to my TBR. All right, draw number 4, yellow again, and 5. So move me forward 5 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I need to pick a book featuring ghosts or demons. Okay, next we got our little ghosty, spooky prompt, and I'm kind of excited about that because this is a book that I've been wanting to read. A couple of my friends have really loved it, and that is The Redemption of Morgan Bright. My dog just hit the tripod. So I don't know that this actually has ghosts or demons, but we're in a psychiatric ward. The spooky vibes will be here. I've heard this is very gothic, and so I'm going to allow it for myself because, you know, it's my game. I do what I want. But I've been looking forward to this for quite some time. I've been looking forward to reading something by Chris Panettiere that isn't funny, because funny doesn't really work for me 90% of the time, and I read Stringers and didn't enjoy it, but I liked the writing aside from the humor. So very, very intrigued by this one. Right, and hopefully our last draw of the game, we have blue. And move forward 1, which lands us here. We're gonna draw all the way down here. That means that I need to pick a fantasy novel. I promised not all of these books were gonna be short, and our 5th and final book was to pick a fantasy novel. Now, of course, there are so many I could have picked. There are so many short ones I could have picked. However, I am failing at my 12 by 12 list. So I'm gonna read The Will of the Many, I think, I hope. Fingers crossed. Nico is the one who put this on the list. I actually talked to him about it today on Discord, or the Discord was talking about it, and I mentioned that I failed. I am failing at my 12 by 12. He said, I totally forgot about that. So we started talking about The Will of the Many, and it made me want to read it. I've actually got the gumption to do so, so I might as well do it. But I'm very, very excited. I want to know, am I going to be one of the only people in the world who hates this book? It's a possibility. Am I going to love it? Also another possibility. So that does mean that these are the 5 books that will be on my TBR for November. There are 2 chonkers here, so I am hoping that it's not going to be too much for my Veilguard brain, and I am hoping that I will be able to continue my horror vlog with what I've got here. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about this, pretty excited. All right, that's it for my video today. Like, subscribe, do all the fun things, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!